What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality podcast. I'm your host. I'm Caitlin Kenneth Smith, and on today's episode of the podcast, we are going into the final chapter or the final week of the Powerhouse Reset. It's January 30th, so we're 30 days into the new year, and this challenge or this reset, because I hate the word challenge, was a 30-day reset to get you started with the new year and kind of act as like a pivoting point for you. So today we're going to talk about how to push past limits and unlock your true potential and keep momentum going even after this reset. So I'm going to be doing this podcast live in the Powerhouse Mentality Facebook community. If you're not in the community already, go down below in the show notes, click that link, get in there. It's free and there's tons of value, tons of support, and tons of accountability for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so now it's working. Whatever. All right, so tonight's beverage of choice, we have a fancy-ass sparkling water called Waterloo from the good old Walmart. It is blackberry lemonade, and I really enjoy this one. So if you have a Walmart near you, which if you're a human being on planet Earth, then you have a Walmart near you, go and pick up some Waterloo because the can is aesthetically pleasing and the flavor is delicious. And if you think that sparkling water tastes like nothing or tastes like poison, like my husband, then, well, you know what? You don't have to drink it. But for those of you who enjoy some sparkly water, that's the brand right now. That's the brand on rotation here in the Smith household. But guys, let's get into the episode of the podcast and the episode of this live. So it is January 30th. We are 30 days into the new year. How that happened, I have no idea. But also at the same time, it kind of feels like it's January 74th because this month seems to be going on forever. Which, not a problem because I think life goes too fast anyway and we should slow down and appreciate things. But my goodness, where is February? We still have 2 more days. Well, I guess 1 more day because today's kind of over. But we're 30 days into 2025, and my question for you, whether you're listening to this on the podcast or whether you're watching this live in the Facebook group or on replay, is how are you doing? How are you doing with the commitments that you made to yourself on January 1? Because every single person who's watching this, who's listening to this, I am sure of it, made some sort of a commitment or a resolution or a goal or something that they wanted to do with the new year. Because I hate resolutions, but I still make commitments and goals for myself for the new year because it almost feels like a little bit of like a reset, right? It feels like the perfect time to start fresh. It feels good. So take advantage of that momentum while you can catch it. So this Powerhouse Reset wasn't a challenge. I didn't call it a challenge for a reason. I actually wanted to call it like an anti-challenge because I'm so sick of challenges. The amount of challenges that there are on the internet when it comes to health and fitness are unbelievable. And the reality is you don't need another challenge. You need a mindset shift. You need a lifestyle shift. And that's what the reset was all about. It was about a shift off of a path that maybe you weren't 100% happy on, and a shift onto the path of becoming the best version of yourself, mind, body, and soul. So today we're going to talk about something that's the core of everything we do here, which is pushing past limits and unlocking your true potential. Whether it's in the gym, at work, in life, we all face moments where it's easier to give up, easier to stop, and easier to just, settle. But those moments, that's where the magic really happens, when you're able to push through them. Because those moments teach you more than you could ever imagine if you were to give up. So stay with me today, and I promise you'll leave with actionable strategies to break through barriers and finish this reset, this month, this year, your life stronger than ever. So what holds us back? Because the biggest thing we need to do on our journey of life is we need to identify the roadblocks and resonate with struggles. So let's talk about the things that hold us back. We all have them, right? It's fear of failure. What if I try and I fall short? Comfort zones, because it's easier for us to stick to what we know, isn't it? And self-doubt, the little voice that says you're not strong enough, you're not fast enough, you're not disciplined enough, you're not good enough, you don't deserve success and happiness, you don't deserve health. But here's the truth. Those thoughts and those feelings aren't there to stop you. They're there to help you grow. And it's all about the perspective you take and how you look at it. So I'm reading this book called Mindset, and I can't remember the name of the author, but I'm sure there's one book called Mindset. Pretty sure the author's name is Carol. So what Carol says in this book is it's basically talking about a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And I'm sure we've all heard of a fixed and a growth mindset. So a fixed mindset is, I like to explain it as seeing a failure as I'm a failure, while a growth mindset is seeing a failure as an opportunity for growth. If you have a fixed mindset, then you believe that the abilities that you have are with you at birth and you cannot enhance them. If you're not meant to do this, then you're just not meant to do this. You cannot increase your intelligence. You cannot increase your sales ability, your relationships ability. You can't increase any sort of ability that you have. You either have it or you don't. However, the growth mindset is the complete opposite. It's like, okay, maybe I don't have the skill, but I can work to gain the skill and work to become better at it. Now, if you don't have a growth mindset, you will never accomplish the things that you want in life. You will always remain kind of stuck. You will never be able to really do much of anything great. And that's just the reality of it. And a lot of people think like, oh, well, I have a growth mindset because I'm pushing the boundaries in my workouts or in my health and my fitness or in my career. But maybe you have a growth mindset in one aspect of your life, but a fixed in the other. So one example of this would be in a relationship. Do you think that like that person is who that person is and they can't be changed? I would argue that we in a relationship are meant to help each other evolve and grow. And that's kind of how Stone and I approach it, is like we push each other. We support each other, but we also push each other because we know that where that person wants to go, and we know that they're not going to get there by accident, so we have to push the individual to get there. And that's kind of what it is. It's about growing together. And every single time you lean into fear, you step out of your comfort zone and you silence those inner thoughts that are telling you that you're not good enough, you prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. So I want you to think right now, and I want you to answer this. You can comment it down below or you can answer it to yourself. What's one thing that you've told yourself that you can't do, that you want to do? If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. It's your life. But do you have something that you've told yourself, I can't do that, but you actually can? You're just afraid, or you're just doubting yourself? I want you to fucking do that. Or I want you to work towards it. So now that we've identified what's holding you back, because I'm sure one or three of those things jumped out at you, let's talk about how we overcome them. So strength training, for example, doesn't work without resistance. So building discipline doesn't happen without discomfort. So every single time that you train, you eat, or you think about your intention, you're creating momentum. All right? And I like to think of momentum almost as like a snowball going down a hill. It's gaining speed, it's gaining traction, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's exactly how I want you to think about momentum. Every single time you train, you eat, you keep a commitment to yourself, you are building momentum. That snowball is getting faster and it's getting larger so it can break through excuses. So in training, building momentum looks like focusing on your form, intensity, focusing on progression, not just going through the motions. With nutrition, it's about planning ahead, eating mindfully, and fueling your body. And with mindset, it's about catching those negative self-talks and flipping the script. So something else to ask yourself is, am I showing up every day deliberately? Am I showing up with intention, or am I just kind of showing up? Because people say like, oh, it's half the battle to show up. No, you show up. That's what you do. Now you have to actually fucking put intention into what you're doing. That's how you grow. That's how you get better. You don't get better by just showing up. So I want to give you guys a couple tools that you can use. Some practical tools for helping you push past those moments where you don't think you can get through those moments, those tough moments. So what do you do when you hit a wall? And there are some tools that you can use, and these are the things that I think help the most. And number one is visualization. So picturing yourself succeeding. What does it feel like? What does it look like? And this simple practice, honestly, can really make you feel unstoppable. I do this a lot in training. If I'm going to hit a heavy clean or a heavy snatch, I visualize myself before I step up to the bar to take that rep. I visualize myself hitting the rep. Sometimes it backfolds on me and I visualize myself missing the rep. And guess what happens when I visualize myself missing the rep? I fucking miss the rep. However, When you visualize yourself succeeding in any area of your life that you want to succeed, it makes it seem more real. And when it seems more real, you're more likely to work to it and make it happen. Number 2 is having micro goals. So breaking your big goal into smaller steps. So instead of focusing on losing 50 pounds, focus on hitting your macros today or drinking enough water today. Focus on your process, not your outcome. Because when you can have extreme discipline to the process, then the outcome is going to happen no matter what you do. And then number 3 is focusing on your why. And this is an absolute game changer. Why are you doing this? Is it to build your confidence? Is it to be a better version of yourself? To prove to yourself that you can do it? Write it down. Say it out loud. Take a video of yourself saying it to yourself. Always remember your why and always go back to your why, because that's going to be the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning when you don't feel like getting up. So here's the deal. The effort you put in at the end, when you're tired, when you want to quit, when you don't want to do it anymore, that's what defines you. That final rep, the last decision to stick to your plan, that moment where you don't want to show up, but you do it instead of giving up. That's where you become unstoppable. So remember, finishing strong in this reset doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It means showing up, giving the best that you have in you, even when it's hard. And when this reset ends, I want you to carry that momentum forward to continue showing up for yourself every single day, no matter what. Some days you're going to suck, but just do your non-negotiables. Set the standard, hold the standard. Setting the standard is just a wish, holding it is an action. Take action. But before we wrap up here, I want to challenge you. What's one limit you're going to push through this week? It could be sticking to your plan, lifting heavier, saying no to certain distractions because no is a complete sentence, or simply just believing in yourself. So if you're in the group, I want you to share it down below in the comments, because when you speak it out loud, it holds more truth. And remember, guys, the last thing is that the journey isn't about being perfect. It's about progress. It's about pushing through discomfort and proving to yourself what's possible. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the 30-day reset. If you did, let me know. I always love to hear your feedback. And I hope that this episode was helpful for you. And the last thing I want to mention, if you're still here, you get a little bit of an inside scoop on what's coming. So for the first time ever, I'm announcing the beginning of something big for the Powerhouse Mentality. And this is called the Powerhouse Collective. So the Powerhouse Collective is a health, fitness, and mindset community designed to help you get stronger, leaner, more confident, without extreme diets or endless cardio. What you get when you're a part of the Powerhouse Collective is workouts and nutritional guidance, so a clear, sustainable plan that actually works, weekly live calls, coaching on fitness, nutrition, mindset with live Q&As, accountability and support with a community of like-minded people who are pushing you and pushing themselves, challenges and exclusive discounts. I hate the word challenges, but it's a word that fits here. I'm just going to put it out there. And these things are designed to keep you motivated and keep you pushing when you don't want to. And then, of course, mindset training. So building the mental toughness that stops you from quitting on yourself. Now, the Powerhouse Collective is for people who struggle with consistency and need a plan that fits your life, who are tired of guessing and want real results. If you're done making excuses and you're ready to commit, and you want a community that pushes you to the level. And the reason why I'm talking about this tonight is that the wait list opens tomorrow, and I will be posting it all over my social media. However, for you guys, that wait list opens tonight. I just need to make the landing page, and that's just me being real as a business owner. Once I create that page, the link will be here in the Powerhouse Mentality Facebook community for you to join. It is limited. It is not for everybody. You may not make it if you don't get on the wait list, because I can only take so many people in this group. It is an investment. However, it is not an extreme investment. It is unbelievably cost effective compared to, for example, one-on-one coaching. One-on-one coaching, just being real and transparent, I charge anywhere from $300 up to $500, depending on what you get each month. The Powerhouse Collective, being completely transparent with you guys, will be $29.99 a month. So it'll be less than $1 a day, basically $1 a day, because I hate when people say it's less than $1 a day, but it's a penny less. That's a lie. So if you guys are interested, drop below in the comments Powerhouse, and I'll make sure that when the wait list goes up, you are informed. But other than that, guys, go out and do one thing that's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be, and let's make America mentally tough again.